Hi, Devonta Jones.
Hey.
Welcome to Adultish Wines.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. We had to stop. We had to get this going because he was just really showering me with compliments.
It's
It
true.
was so sweet.
True.
It's very sweet of you. I have to bring this out to read what you are because you're a lot of things. So you are a licensed social worker, therapist, which I didn't realize there was a difference, sex offender treatment provider, anger management facilitator, domestic violence facilitator, parenting facilitator. You're an Amazon best-selling author of this book right down here, Hidden Footsteps. An entrepreneur. You have a candle business. And what was the other thing you said?
Path of Progression Credit Recovery, personal and business credit.
Okay.
And I have my private practice for mental health and substance abuse.
Okay. That's a lot. That's quite a rap sheet, if you will.
It is.
Let's just start off with a bang. How did you get into therapy?
I got into therapy when, honestly, I was getting my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. This was probably in maybe 2014, 2015 or something like that. Long story short, I ended up homeless in the backseat, sleeping in the backseat of my vehicle. And I felt like I needed somebody to talk to. And I instantly just started thinking okay, I'm suicidal.
Really?
Oh, instantly.
How old were you?
I had to be 22.
Okay.
And I had a lot of questions. I had a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, and I couldn't talk about it. And mind you, I was in school. I was homeless, but I was still going to the library, doing my homework because I didn't have a laptop or anything. And I was like, okay, if I feel like this, I wonder who else feels like this. So in the midst of me getting my bachelor's, I started Googling, okay, who can I talk to? Therapist popped up. Therapy. And I'm like, okay, this not going to work. It told me to dial a 3-digit number on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
And it put me through a crisis line, and I got free therapy.
Yeah.
And, I started talking, and I was just like, dang, this is something I want to do. Because if I'm a man, and, most men are not as vulnerable as I was at that point.
Yeah, for sure. I think men's mental health is definitely, there's room for improvement, openness with men, but from men. But I also think about other people opening that door for men.
Right. And so, honestly, that's what led me into therapy. It started off with me just going for my clinical mental health counseling, which the LPC, the therapist part. And from then, I enjoyed it. I loved it.
You love helping people.
I love helping people. I enjoy it.
That's very cool. What is the difference between a therapist and a social worker?
So a therapist and a social worker is really a very thin line.
Okay.
A lot of people are probably going to disagree with me, but it's a very thin line between a therapist and a social worker. And mind you, a social worker can be a therapist.
A social worker can be a therapist.
So the difference is really the titles, more to speak. So LPC, I'm a licensed professional counselor. And right now, I'm also a LMSW, licensed master social worker.
Okay.
Pending hours to be a licensed clinical social worker.
Okay, so it's level of education?
Level of education, and honestly, it's kind of different arenas a little bit.
Okay.
The social workers do a lot of advocacy, community-based work. LPCs can do it, but they more so focus on, when people think LPC, you think individual sessions, group sessions, and they pretty much just keep us in that category, period.
Okay.
But social workers is more so advocacy, community, mental health, resources in the community, collaboration with the community, and connecting individuals to it. But I learned the exact same thing in both programs. So
okay, and then your private business practice is therapy or counselor.
So it's therapy, it's counseling, it is anger management, substance abuse. It's a whole shebang. You can come there, one-stop shop.
And it's you.
It's me, and I have 1099 clinicians under me.
Really?
Yeah, so I contract them. So any referrals that come in, I pretty much send them to the 1099 clinicians. Now, there are people who specifically only want me. And in some cases, I'll consider it, but for the most part, if I can refer you to a clinician that's compatible for you, I'm going to do that.
And is it all in person, or do you do some virtual as well?
In person and virtual.
Okay.
You get the option.
You get the option.
To pick.
Okay. I've never been, I had to do virtual once, but I really like to be in person. And everyone's different.
Yeah.
I'm a big therapy girl, as you know from listening to the pod. I I don't know how people get through life without therapy.
No.
Even if something is not going terribly wrong, I'm going to be in therapy for the rest of my life. I hope I always have the funds and the ability to do so, and also feel connected to somebody.
Yes.
You know,
I'm the exact same way. I'm a therapist, but I'm in therapy as well. But
you are okay.
I'm not ever getting rid of therapy. I'm
Yeah.
gonna always see a therapist. Always. Therapy saved me, so I will always see a therapist.
Yeah. What was it? I mean, let's just get into it. Like, what was it? You became homeless. You were living in the backseat of your car while going to school.
Yes.
And you became suicidal.
I did.
What was it that got you there? Like,
So
lost your job, you had problems with family.
No, it wasn't even that. So I'm not originally from Houston at all.
Okay.
I'm from Louisiana.
Okay.
So I moved to Houston in about 2015. And I literally was just tired of making $8 an hour working at a prison. So
Working at a prison.
What
were you doing?
I was a correctional officer.
Whoa.
At Louisiana.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay.
So
You've lived a lot of life.
I did. Honestly, I did. And when I left the prison one day, I was exhausted. I was just tired. I was like, I'm working for pennies at this point.
Uh-huh.
I called my mom. I said, hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to Houston. I'm just moving. She said, you're not going. I say, do you want everything in my apartment? Because I'm going to go. I'm leaving. She said, are you serious? I said, I'm leaving. I said, I'm going to pack up, get a U-Haul. I'll bring all the things to your house and I'm gone.
Did you know anyone in Houston?
I've never been to Houston a day in my life. I swear.
Interesting. Okay.
Never been to Houston a day in my life. So the next day, well, really that night, I started packing up everything. The next day, took everything to my mom. And that was it. Like, we cried, we hugged. I got on the road, drove to Houston. And I had about $600 at the time.
Okay.
So at that time, I was kind of going back and forth with staying in and out of a hotel. And I was going to Dollar General, getting me some popcorn or some noodles or something at the time, something like very cheap.
Right.
And I got to the point to where, okay, my money getting low. And I just started staying in the car. And I stayed in the car for about 4 months. And I faked it. My mom, they didn't know. So she always said, you can always come back home. But when you want a better life, it hits different. The first thing you're not going to resort to going back to Louisiana. I grew up in the projects. Like, it was, very, very challenging. And my focus was just, I need wealth. I need a better life. I want to provide my family with a better life. And that was my focus. I did that.
Whoa.
Stayed in my car for like 4 months. I was taking a bath at truck stops, staying in Walmart parking lot. That was it.
And so when you started to feel really down, did you just not see a way out? Or did you feel alone or what?
Oh, I definitely felt alone. Because at that time I was young. I was pretty much new to life. All I knew at that time was still military. Because I joined the military at 17.
What military? What
Army
branch? Okay.
So, and even then, even being homeless, I was still in the military. I was in the military from Louisiana to Texas. And they didn't even know.
What is that called? Reserve? Or is that different?
It was called reserve at the time. So
Okay.
it's active is when you're shipped off at that time. But I was reserve at the time because we were still in the States. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how that went. And
So you're a veteran.
I'm a veteran.
And you are still in the Army?
No, I discharged in when I discharged? 2017.
Okay.
And yeah, I've just been in Texas doing the entrepreneurship and working ever since.
Okay. If you're in the Army, can you just like be in it for life? If
You can.
like
you can, but that was not
if you want.
That was not my plan.
That's
no.
not your story.
No, absolutely not. Once I was 17 and I was sold a lot of dreams. I was told I would have millions of dollars by the time I was 21. I was going to have a huge life savings. I was given a lot of false promises. So
yeah, I mean, I guess I hear that. I've never had any interest in joining the military. But I think maybe in movies, and I hear like at school fairs and stuff that like it's a good option for people who may want to transition out of where they are in life, right? Like, because it's a good, it's kind of a good escape.
And you know what? I agree. I actually agree with that though, because I was 17 and I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school at all. I did not know. I was like, okay, I don't want to work at McDonald's. And I
Mhm.
was 17. I was pulling out trash cans out in people's driveway, and I was tired of getting chased by dogs. So, hey, the army, and I can make a lot of money, and I have millions of dollars by the time I'm 21. Yeah, I thought that was a hit.
So what was your role in the Army?
I was a supply specialist. So I was over all of the sensitive items when it comes to guns, anything that pretty much went to the battlefield. I was responsible for the inventory, knowing who turned in what and who, when they needed something, I was the one to sign it out.
Wow.
Yeah. And if they didn't have it, I gave them a statement of charges, something they hated. You got
A
to.
statement of charges, that just goes on their record, or
No, they
you
actually,
gotta pay?
yeah, they have to pay that.
And where is the gun? Also.
That'll be a good question. But we haven't had any weapons there ever. I haven't. I haven't encountered that.
Not on your watch.
No, not on my watch.
Oh my gosh, how interesting.
Yes. It's been a journey.
Your sexual orientation is gay.
Yes.
Were you out
No.
in the military?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I didn't come out until I was 23.
Okay.
And that was a very different story because I posted someone in particular multiple times on social media.
Okay.
But you would think that was my friend.
But some people started to pick up on it.
Yeah, if you knew, you knew.
Okay.
But if you didn't know, you would think, oh, that's his best friend.
Mhm.
That's his homie.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was a relationship. And then I called my sister and I told her, I was like, hey, I'm in a relationship with somebody. She was like, oh, who is she? I was like, not a she. It's not a she. And I told her who it was. I say, now I need you to tell my mom. 'Cause
Okay.
I
You wanted
need-
your sister to tell mom.
Yes, I didn't want to relay a message. Not that she was gonna be opposed, but I just wasn't comfortable at that time.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, call and tell mama that you heard something about me and tell her it was this. So
How'd it go over?
she did it, and my mom called. I didn't answer like for the first 5 times.
Oh
'Cause
no.
my heart was pounding. And so I answered like that 6th time. And she said, why couldn't you just talk to me? And I was like, what? What happened? She was like, Asia told me. Your sister told me. I was like, what? She was like, you in a relationship with a guy? I was like, yes. She was like, I love you the same. I love you regardless. It doesn't
Aw.
matter. She's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You my boy. And she was like, okay, I'm going to tell you that. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And he had a lot of questions, but they have certain images in my family. When you grow up in such a small area, you have a certain image
Okay.
of a gay guy.
Mm-hmm.
They think, well, he thought that a lot of guys just wear makeup and things like that and just wear like dresses and things. And I have nothing against anyone
Yeah.
who does.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But I had to let them know, like, no, that's not my preference. I just prefer to be who I am. This is just who I like. And so understanding, like, it was good to go after that.
I love that.
I did too.
That's so encouraging. So were there things growing up that made you think that your parents would not be okay with that? Or was it just the overall truth of it? Just
It was the overall truth of it. However, now there were certain things that I heard by their parents that made me just be like, oh, I'm not going to say anything about this. I'm just going, maybe it's a phase I'm going through. So I'm not going to say nothing. But once I connected with a specific person that I actually liked, it was like, okay, hey, the gloves
I
off.
guess this is who I am.
This is it.
Well, we're happy you are who you are.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine being in that situation. And I mean, it just, the love and stuff in my family, I think that would be fine if
Yeah.
I was, but just to be able to be comfortable and free
Yes.
and happy with who you are is just such a privilege.
It is.
So
It is.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm happy for you. Okay, so you're a sex offender treatment provider, anger management, domestic violence, and parenting. So are those all, because when I was looking for my therapist, it had listed like, I guess her specialties, or I don't know how they're worded, but
Yeah.
things that they are familiar with
Mhm.
or have experience in, like anxiety or PTSD, sexual trauma, things like that. So is that what you're referring to with those titles, or are those like licenses separately that you have?
So the license, the chemical dependency, so the substance abuse
Mm-hmm.
is licensed chemical dependency counselor, which is a
Okay.
license. Affiliate sex offender treatment provider, a license. Parenting, anger management, BIP, and they are all certifications. So you actually do have to be certified to do any type of facilitation when it comes to either one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is extra schooling and experience that you've gone out and
Yes.
it's a specialty.
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
Wow. You seem like such a go-getter.
Uh,
It's hard. I don't know you very well. This is the first time we've met, but it's hard to think of like all these amazing things that you are doing and have done, and you love to help people. And then also, I'm kind of also thinking of you in the backseat of your car being really sad.
Yeah, that's the drive though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in anything that I do, I always tie myself back to that situation because that's somewhere I would not ever allow myself to be again. I don't ever want to be that person again.
Mm-hmm.
And so anything that I put my mind to, I'm going to do it. Like under any circumstance, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Does your family know now that you were homeless?
Yes.
Okay, because I was gonna say I don't know if they're gonna be listening to this.
I did. I actually did a interview before, like a newspaper article or something,
Mhm.
and it came out, and so my mom started asking me questions. It was very recent, like this year.
Okay.
Yeah, and she asked me a lot of questions about it, and I told her, and she said, "Why didn't you just tell me?"
Yeah, haven't you learned by now that your mom is gonna love you no matter what and help you?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I need to provide for them now. I knew I had it in me to go and get it and to create that life. So I didn't need anybody to stop me, get in my way, enable me to just come back home. No, I didn't want that. And now I've built a nice life for everybody. I moved my whole family here. Everybody's here now.
Oh, really?
Everybody's here. My mom, my dad, my siblings, everybody is here. Everybody.
I love your accent.
It's very country, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes up. Everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
That's so cute. Okay, wait. What is this book, Hidden Footsteps?
Hidden Footsteps. Hidden Footsteps. I actually wrote it in 2018 with no intent of being like a known bestseller at all.
Okay, you just put pen to paper and we're gonna write
pen to paper. I was
a figurative book.
Well, I was in a relationship at that time.
Okay.
And so I asked for permission to write a book about his life.
Oh.
He gave me permission. And so I took off with it when he said it. And I put certain parts in there about me. A lot of it isn't about me, though. Primarily, it's definitely about him. But it's very relatable to a lot of the LGBT community for sure. I feel like it's very inspiring because a lot of people live that exact same life and they fear coming out. They fear talking about their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of families are not as accepting as mine was when I came out. So I definitely think it's a great read for sure.
Okay.
Great read.
You gifted it to me, by the way. I don't have many podcast guests who have brought me such a lovely gift.
And you're so deserving of that and more.
Thank you. More. And your card was so sweet. I'm probably going to post a photo of it. It's so sweet. Put you all to shame. Okay. We're going to get light for a second, and then we're going to get back.
Okay.
Wine versus fine. I'm going to list some things. Tell me if they're a wine for you or if they're fine for you.
Okay.
Making the first move. Wine or fine?
Wine.
Okay. You want to be approached. Yes. You want to be sought after.
Definitely.
Come and get me.
Come get me.
Me too.
I've never approached anyone. I don't know. I don't think it's the fear of rejection. I just feel like I'll show you that I want you. Maybe by staring at you.
Okay. You'll make some contact.
Oh, definitely.
Some eye contact.
I would do that.
Flirt from across the room.
I'll do that. But I'm not walking up saying a word. And I would not
really?
I would not write you first on social media or nothing like that. I'm not doing it. I'd be very nervous.
Silently were like, I don't know.
Very nervous. I get very nervous. So no, I can't do that right now.
Wait. I'm sorry. Before we started recording, you said that 2025 you were doing very uncomfortable things. You said this is the year of uncomfortable.
I did.
Are you in a relationship right now?
I'm not. I'm single,
Okay.
but I'm not mingling.
Okay, because you're just focusing on you?
Yes, I'm focusing on me. I'm focusing on me.
Okay, well, if there's a time that comes where you're not just focusing on you, you have to test yourself and do something uncomfortable in this region.
And write somebody first.
Write somebody on social media first or approach somebody at a bar.
Have you ever done that?
Yes. It's hard, but it feels good. And I've never not done it for the fear of rejection. Like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm not your type, or I'm the first person to make fun of myself. Like, I am good with all of that. I just want that feeling of somebody coming after me. So that's why I didn't do it for so long. And that's really what I do prefer. But in this day and age, sometimes if you want something, you got to go get it.
Okay.
So I've tried it. I've dabbled. It's gone well. I mean, I've never been like, get out of here, vibes.
See, I think I've been so enabled at this point because they usually come after me first anyway. Like, not to say it that way. I hate to say that, but
No, that's okay.
they write me first or something or come after me. So it's like, well, blank, 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 and blank came after me. So
are you posting like thirst traps and then they're sliding in your DMs or something?
No,
like that?
no. You know what? I used to do that.
We're all guilty.
I used to do that, but ever since the whole therapist stuff came into play, just be like, I don't know if somebody would ever see this. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna catch up with me one day. So
okay,
I keep it PG.
Okay. Well, if the time comes, I think that, like you said, you're being in front of the camera, and that's something that makes you uncomfortable.
Yes.
So approach somebody at a bar. All you gotta do is say, I'm giving you advice, and it's so hard to take my own, but like, how are you? How easy is that? Just walk up to someone you're interested in and say, how are you?
But how long do you have that type of conversation? Like, before you just...
It's like, how are you? And then they're like, good, you? What are you drinking? Okay. And then it's like a vibe. Like, then it's like, all right, well, I'm going to go join my friends. Or they're like, what's your number? Who are your friends? Who are you here with? I don't know. I mean, God, I should go out to a bar. That just sounded so easy.
You should do it and let me know how it goes in 2025, because I don't think you've done it in 2025.
No, I'm really focusing on me too.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Okay. Friends asking for therapy style advice from you, since, you know what I mean? Like, is that exhausting? Wine or fine?
I'm going to say fine.
Okay. Because you like helping people.
I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say simply because I don't want them to just be lost in the sauce, pretty much. Like, if I can give you that type of advice, I'm going to give it to you, rather than you trying to find it somewhere and you never get it.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward, you going through a Great Depression or something, and I just be like, dang, I could have really helped resolve that or helped address that with them. So I'm going to say fine.
Okay.
But not too much.
Okay.
Not too much.
What about the saying, everything happens for a reason? Wine or fine?
I'm going to say fine.
Really?
Yeah.
You believe in it?
I do.
Okay.
I do, 100%. I feel like everything does happen for a reason. Anytime, let's just say I'm rejected from something, and something greater always happens later, and it's like, okay, now I see why I got that no. Like, I was going for a federal job before I became a therapist. For like the 4th time, they told me no. Went into private practice and been killing it ever since. So,
okay,
I'm going to say, yeah,
it's
everything
fine.
happens for a reason. It's fine.
Are you spiritual?
No, I'm not like ministry or nothing like that, but I will
Okay.
say I'm spiritual.
But I was going to say, on the same topic of everything happens for a reason, something that I hear a lot is, God wouldn't give you more than you can handle.
Yes.
Thoughts?
I would say I agree.
That's crazy. Because
what you think?
you've been giving me too much.
What do you call too much, though?
You know what, though? Actually, you know what? As we're talking, okay, I've had a realization as we're talking this out loud. Recently, I had a friend who has had a death in the family, and I've had a lot of death, a lot of trauma, filled to the brim with trauma. That's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. But when it happened to this person, I said out loud, I wish it was me that it happened to. Like, because I can handle it. I know how to handle it because I've been through it.
Mm.
So that just came to mind, actually, when I said, like, God doesn't give you more than he can handle because I can handle it, so he keeps giving me too much. What if I say I'm good now? What if I say I can't handle it anymore? Will it stop?
I don't think it'll stop though. But you handled it back then, and at that time, it was too much. You felt that it was too much.
Yeah.
But look at you today. You saying that I can handle it. So was it really too much?
Yeah, but I don't want to.
But you look at you today, though. You was willing to take the baggage of the burden of your friend.
I know.
So you know what? Maybe it wasn't too much though. It just hurt.
I just think that each person should have a quota of trauma. You know, like
I wish.
once we hit 20 points of trauma in any capacity, we're done. Move on to the next person, kind of thing.
I wish. I wish. I wish.
Fair's fair.
I wish.
Life is not fair, that's for sure. Okay, want to talk a bit more about a million other things. You said that your family does not quite understand mental health.
Yes.
And that is surprising to me. And now that I've just heard that they were very open to you coming out, very supportive of that, then they were, upset to hear that you were in a bad position, sleeping in your car.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that.
So, not more so my parents, right?
Okay.
It really roots from, let's say, the older generation.
Right.
And
Okay.
siblings as well. I'm going to say siblings. Simply because they have not been exposed to mental health therapy or anything that could be supportive as far as being like therapeutic when it comes to mental health. Because one of the things they'll say, especially if they get upset with me, is don't bring that therapy shit to me. Don't try that therapy shit on me. And I'm just like, it's so much deeper than that. And when they have any type of, let's just say, outbursts with anger, I try to sit down and we just, educate them and talk to them about it, ask questions. And I don't try to put the therapy hat on, but of course, it's just like, I guess it's like a trigger with me being a therapist and I, feel like I know everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're not as open as to hearing it from me.
Yeah.
So.
That's a shame.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And then they're putting you in that category, like don't put the therapy hat on, like that kind of thing. And that feels shitty to you, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. Because do you not support what I do?
Right.
It makes me question that.
Well, also what you do for a living, but also what has made you who you are, what has helped you through.
Right. But
so that it's like they kind of can't see that transition.
And maybe because they haven't had it. Maybe they haven't hit that.
Yeah. That moment. I firmly believe that like everyone should be involved in therapy. I wouldn't say that everyone needs it. Like if you're not going through something, I understand why you may think that it's not for you. Mm-hmm. I am just like, I've been to 2 therapists. Both came after a traumatic event and were rushed. I was rushed to find one because I needed to talk to somebody immediately. Like I put it off. And then something crazy happened. And I was like, man, I wish I had already established this relationship, because finding a therapist can be very hard, very scary, very intimidating. Yeah. The process of it, like you said, you specialize in XYZ. Well, I was looking for somebody who specializes in anxiety, PTSD, sexual trauma. And, it's like that consultation that you have, you're going to pour it all out. And it's like, where do we go from here? Like, it can be a very intimidating process.
It's like dating.
It's like dating, yeah. Yeah.
It is.
Luckily for me, both of my therapists, I went on the first time and I liked them both.
Oh, really?
So I didn't have to hop around. But like my sister, and she's fine with me saying this, she had to hop around a couple, and she's like, I feel bad because I'm breaking up with nothing they did wrong, but we're just not vibing,
Yeah.
So that's tough.
It is. No, I tell people all the time, trying to find a therapist that's compatible for you is not the easiest thing.
And that's important.
It's very important, because you don't want to be talking to someone who doesn't understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like basically trauma dumping.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You'll just be wasting I hate to say it like this, but you'll be pretty much wasting your time because it won't be any progress. It's like a standstill. And that's not what you want.
No, that's a great point.
So.
That's a great point. And then with that, having a therapist so you can just go talk shit to this person that you pay so you don't have to trauma dump to your friends.
Right.
And not that your friends, of course, I'm sure want to hear, or want to be there for you.
Yeah.
But you have this other outlet where you can actually get some problems solved, some progress, like you said.
Some thought processing and navigating your emotions and quote unquote just being able to vent sometimes. Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes.
Also, I do feel like my therapist kind of acts as my life coach sometimes. And sometimes we get almost a little too comfortable in that. I'm like, all right, let's go back to the childhood trauma. You know what I mean? Like, because she's like, how's the pod? Like, but for a while I had a hard time staying on task, staying productive because of things that I have been through. I would get in my feelings about, it's the anniversary of my mom's death or something like that. And then for months I would go, be unproductive or things like that. So I know it all, relates, but I love therapy.
That's good for you. I love that for you.
Thank you.
I do.
I love it too. I go twice a month. Yeah, it's very, very helpful. But I was gonna say too that how does that make you feel when someone says like, oh, don't come to me with that therapy or don't put your therapy hat on? Because for me, someone I was dating one time said to me, take your podcast hat off. Because I was trying to communicate and I was asking questions. We weren't in a fight, but I was just like, well, I don't understand. Take your podcast. Excuse me. I was so offended because you're taking something positive for me and making it a negative for you. And so I felt like when you said that, that's what reminded me.
Oh yeah, it definitely it impacts my communication with anyone that tells me that. I kind of don't even want to deal with you at that point.
I was done.
Yeah, we ain't compatible.
No.
We probably can be cordial or something if we see each other, if we just have to see each other, or if we have to have a relationship because we're related. Different. We could be cordial, but for the most part, I'm not dealing with you because you're not finna use my strength against me. It's not happening.
Yes.
That's a non-negotiable for me.
I like that.
Oh, it's not coming off the table. Use
you're
me being a therapist against
your strength against.
You're not doing it.
How do you make your clients feel comfortable? Like what is your room set up? Is it comfy cozy?
So
is there art?
I have two.
Okay.
I have two. One location is office, very office setting.
Okay.
The other one is very cozy, and for the kids I have like a playroom, play therapy and things like this. But they get very comfortable because I put my personality into therapy.
Yeah.
I don't want them to come there and feel like, oh, it's just this black and white type of thing.
Right.
I'm going to wear a suit and tie. No, I'm very relaxed. Come in. Hey, I'm welcoming. You got candy, you got coffee, you got drink. Get comfortable.
Not you got candy.
Got candy and everything. Get comfy.
Okay, how do you, because the worst part about therapy is, okay, we're nearing our time is up. That's the worst thing about therapy. How are you making that go easy? Every single time my therapist, I'm chatting. She's like, okay, our time is up.
So when it comes to that, I've learned now to set an alarm.
Okay.
And it's a nice alarm because I already know your favorite song. I get all of that in the beginning. And so when your favorite song starts playing, it's like, darn, I wish we can keep going. But unfortunately, we have to stop right now.
Yeah.
I have another session right after.
But you're always on the brink of another thought when that happens.
Oh, now if it's like really juicy, we can go a good 5-10 more minutes. Let's keep it going a little bit.
Okay.
I need to know what happened when Bob did this. Like, go ahead, finish it.
Are you taking notes or are you just?
Oh, I don't do that during the session at all.
Yeah, my therapist doesn't either. You guys just have it up here?
Yes. I do not do that. It's like a distraction. Like, you don't know what your therapist is writing. Now, you can know, but at that point, you don't know. So it's like a distraction. Imagine if I had a notepad just sitting here and you talking.
Is that how you feel with my iPad in front of me?
No, absolutely not. Like, you wouldn't think that would be a distraction for you if your therapist had like a notepad with just writing?
It would feel cold.
Yeah, that's a bit much. So I like the natural conversation. Let's keep it going.
Okay. You have an addiction to success. which I guess that makes sense with all these different certifications and titles and businesses and books.
Yes.
What's going on there?
So even when I finish one thing, I always feel like, okay, I'm not doing enough. Let me do something else.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I always tie myself back to being homeless.
Right.
So anytime that I think of that, it's like, don't get comfortable. Don't get complacent. Keep going. You got one life to live. Live it to your fullest potential. And so I make sure I give this one life my all.
Do you think that there's anything about that that's unhealthy? Like, do you have balance with it?
Ooh, I do now.
Okay.
At one point, it was very unhealthy. Being in a relationship, very unhealthy. I was focused more on my career and being better and having a productive lifestyle more than my relationship. So it took away from intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
It took away from one-on-one time. It took away from a lot
Mm-hmm.
in my relationship. And not even just relationship. I mean, even family, even friends,
Right.
everything. And then I started realizing, like, God, I'm losing people. Like, just losing people as far as like very good quality friendships, very good quality relationships behind my decision of staying focused on or going so hard on tasks that can kind of wait. I don't have to just always be career minded 24/7 or focusing on a task 24/7. So I had no choice but to have that balance. So
Okay.
that's where the therapist came into play once again.
Okay.
Because at that point it was counterproductive
Mm-hmm.
within my relationships.
Yeah, and it's I feel right now that I'm in a grinding. I'm grinding. Like
Healthy or unhealthy?
I think it's okay right now, but like I kind of can't come up to breathe, you know? Like I need to it's edging on being unhealthy.
Oh,
You know, and my friends are like, "Miss you." And I'm like, "Maybe I'll see you in 2 weeks." You know, like I feel like I need to be at home working, not doing anything.
oh, it's time for you to decompress. It's time for you to take a break. Like a little sleep. Or
No,
hang
I
out.
sleep. Here's the thing, I sleep. I'm in bed by 9:30, 9:45. Me and my dog cuddling on the couch. Like, no, nothing's messing with my sleep.
Oh,
I'm a
well, hang out with some
narcoleptic too.
friends.
Huh?
Hang out with some friends.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I am doing a lot of networking events and things like that. So
Okay.
I feel like I'm out doing things. You know, but like maybe not quality time.
Okay, yeah. I'll leave that up to your therapist.
I know. Appointment with her on Thursday. Yeah, she'll be asking me about it, but it's tough.
It is.
I had a guest on many, many moons ago. Her name was Cassidy, and she was talking about balance. She's a mom. She works in HR. She has a couple side businesses, or entrepreneur. And she said it's impossible to balance. And I reference her all the time. I don't know if she even like listens to all these episodes, but she calls it harmonization. Like you got to find a way to harmonize rather than balance. And I liked that.
What did you like about it?
Oh,
no offense. No offense.
not you therapizing me.
What did you like about it? I'm just curious.
Because balance to me implies that you've got to be balancing these two things or three things evenly. Harmonization is a little more flowing, ever changing.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I like both. Okay. I like both. I can see harmonizing. I can see that though.
Yeah, I liked that.
I agree with it.
Okay.
Not bad. No, that's pretty good. As long as you don't go overboard.
Right.
The harmonizing.
Okay. Yeah. You got to balance the harmonization.
You got to balance that.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
I'm going to leave it on your therapist. I'm going to be quiet, therapist, I promise.
Do you work typically with teens, adults?
So I typically work with children, teens, and adults.
Okay.
LGBTQIA+. And but I focus mainly on anxiety, grief, counterproductive behavior. And what is the last one that I focus on? Oh, sexual trauma.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's an example of counterproductive behavior?
Pretty much, let's just say someone is focused on trying to achieve a certain promotion within their job field or their career field. and they lose motivation simply because maybe they keep getting rejected, maybe certain things are just not happening, and they just pretty much start like giving up,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not functioning how they should on a day-to-day basis, whether that be from depression or low self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the person they'll come talk to, hey, let's do some motivational interviewing. Let's be solution focused a little bit. And let's focus on building that confidence back up. Let's do some confidence building skills. So that's what the counterproductive behavior come into play.
Okay. Interesting. I'm thinking of a time where I was telling my therapist I want to be productive and I can't be productive right now. I cannot find it in me. And we were working through how to get it, and she's like, "What's one way you can start?" And I was like, I keep going to the store to buy lemons because I want to wake up and have water with lemon. And I don't buy the lemons. She's like, "Okay. Why don't you buy the lemons?" And I was like, "I just forget. It's on my list and I don't get the lemons." And she's like, "Okay, and you need the lemons in order to start your day right, off on the right foot." I'm like, "Yes, because I told myself I was going to wake up and have water with lemon because that's healthy and that's good for me. And since I haven't gotten lemons, I can't do it." She's like, "Okay," but it was a come to Jesus. She was like, "Let's try something else. Forget the lemons. What if you got a lime? Do something else."
Right. Or what
But
worked for
it
you
was
in the past?
counterproductive because I was waiting for this one thing to kickstart my productivity, my health journey,
Ooh.
my whatever,
Okay. Listen, you might be a therapist.
No, I've just learned. I've just progressed.
Okay, I love it.
Right?
I see therapists in you.
A therapist hat. No, but it was a really helpful lesson, and I've literally never bought lemons since. Like, I don't need the fucking lemon. It reminds me of that movie, The Breakup, when Vince Vaughn is supposed to get Jennifer Aniston is like, she wants 12 lemons for the tablescape, and he comes back with 5, and she's like, "I told you to get 12," and he's like, "Well, I got 5," and she's like, "But I needed 12." It's like, I have that thing where I get something so stuck in my head that I need to do. It's a step that I have to do. I have to check it off in order to move on. I'm getting better, but I don't know if that's relatable for anyone, if that's psychotic, but...
No, that's good. That's progress. No, a lot of people do go through that, honestly. Seriously. That's where the counterproductive definitely comes into play. So, no, I'm sure that's helpful.
It is helpful.
Definitely.
If you get picture this, you're in an elevator. What are you doing? There's one person in there.
Staying quiet.
Okay, I'm just trying to get to know who you are. You're getting on your phone. You're staying quiet. You're not engaging.
No, I'm standing there more than likely with my laptop bag, just looking at the elevator, waiting for it to open. Not even in my.
Why are elevators so awkward?
They are.
Can we start making them not?
Give me an example. How?
You walk in. There's someone standing in the elevator. The door is open. You walk in. "Hey, how are you?" "Good. How are you?" "Good."
Oh.
Like, why are elevators so awkward?
Because you never know what somebody's day is going like, and you might.
Right, you could turn someone's day around.
But you can also be liable to get cussed out.
Who?
Like, you just never know. Like, usually when you're leaving a building, these people are working in high stressful environments. So think about it. When you get on the elevator.
Yeah, but if you got out with your smiling face and you said something lovely, you don't think that would...
You ain't never cussed nobody out with a smile? Think about it. You've never cussed no one out with a smile.
I've only cussed people out a couple times. It was through text message, so I didn't see if they were smiling or not.
Well, in my past days, I've cussed people out with a smile.
Like, "Don't talk to me" vibes?
Yeah.
Like a stranger. You were like, "Don't talk to me."
Oh, no, absolutely not. No,
oh,
no.
okay. That's what I'm saying.
Very personable. Very personable. Very personable. Now, strangers, no, I'm typically very nice with strangers, but more than likely, I treat it like my dating life. I'm not going to pretty much say anything to you unless you say something to me.
Okay. I just think the world would be a better place if everyone was just a little bit more nice in elevators.
I agree. Maybe I'm a part of the problem. Maybe that's what it is. I'm a part of the problem.
Since we're on that subject, do you know elevator etiquette? Like, getting on and off of an elevator?
No.
You have to let the person come off the elevator before you get on. That's the rule. It's a hard rule.
People don't do that?
Thankfully, you do. Sounds
Nah.
like.
Now I'm going to pay attention.
Because when you're trying to get in an elevator and someone's trying to get off, it just doesn't make any sense.
Right. Because you're really in the way.
You're
Like,
really
what are
in the
you doing?
way. Let them get off, then you get on.
I never paid attention to it, but now I'm going to start looking when I go to my building.
Nothing drives me more nuts.
I wonder if I'm one of them.
Okay, let me know. And hopefully you can fix it because spread the word.
I will. I promise. You got my word.
Okay, that's my wine of the week. Oh, okay, I have a wine of the week and then I want you to share your wine of the week.
Okay.
What is the deal with insurance and therapy? Why is my therapy cheaper without insurance?
Oh. So if it's cheaper without insurance, that means she must really want to work with you, honestly. Because her prices can be anything. She can put her prices at wherever she wants. Now, when it comes to insurance pretty much lowballs therapists for the most part.
Okay.
Insurance rates to therapists, because what your deductible is not the same as what the therapist would get from the insurance.
Oh, okay.
At all. So she must really like you. She may have you on like a scale within her practice. So that's good. That's a good thing. Yeah.
So if she raises my price, can she just raise my price at any random time? I would take offense.
She
Are my problems too big?
No.
You know?
No. But I'm sure if she raised your price, she will let you know before she even raised. But it could be
please don't
because
raise my price.
It could be because of her cost of living though.
Right. It's not about me.
It's not that it's
Not everything is about me.
No.
Right.
No, the clients are always important. Clients are number one.
And they're always right.
The clients are always no, not in my practice. They not.
Oh my God, that's interesting. I didn't realize that you weren't getting if it was through insurance, you weren't getting that full.
Oh no, insurance rates are pretty much way lower.
It's a scam. That's what it is.
You can say that. I'm not going to say that out
Okay.
loud.
Okay, that's fine. What's your wine of the week?
My wine of the week is going to be, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it.
Oh.
You like that?
I do.
Yeah. So let me give you an example.
Talk to me.
If someone is calling me talking about Bob 24/7, and you know you should have left Bob 6 months ago, Bob done cheated on you 10,000 times, and you still talking to me about Bob, change it. Because at this point, you're choosing that. That's the relationship you choose. You can easily, I'm not going to say you can easily, you can let that go though.
Mm-hmm.
It's Billy, Mark, John. They all waiting on you.
Kevin.
You got Mike. You got Tyrone.
Oh my God. I love that you said that, and I am going to work on this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the dating for me. I'm always dating the same style of man. They're always doing the same shit to me. And my friends have just got to be bored to death or irritated as shit with me.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
It's always the same story.
Dang.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, mine just got better in 2025.
You did? Yours did?
Yeah, 2025.
Mr. Focus on himself, I thought.
Yeah, but it's a little different right now. So I don't want to jinx it. That's why I'm going to stay focused on myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping for the best right now.
Okay. Oh, good. Happy for you.
Thank you.
Pass that juju on to me.
I'll update you in give me 3 months.
Okay. I just saw a reel that said I'm not going to brag about anyone until 2 hours before my wedding day. And I've never felt more connected to a reel. Like, I'll leave dates, third, fourth, fifth date. Oh my God, he's so great. And the next time I'm like, whoa.
So are you like that type? Like crazy about the person that you're like interested in at that, like when you first meet them, like 2 days later, it's like, oh yeah, I love you.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'll get excited about the possibility of like, oh my God, they seem normal. Everything's good. And
2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. But I'm the problem too. I mean, it's fine. I admit that.
I don't believe that.
Me and my therapist are working on that. Why do I pick? I'm the problem because I'm picking the same type of man. Emotionally unavailable, things like that,
Dang. It's okay.
I know. Sad. It's a sad way to live. Devontae, thank you so much for coming on. This was so fun.
Thank you.
Did
You
you
are
enjoy your time?
amazing. Of course, you are amazing. You truly are.
Thank you.
I stand by that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Winers, we are off and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye.